Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Things Live. And today uh, is the day after Thanksgiving, so this year it's November 28th, and Thanksgiving is over. Got a fridge stuffed with leftovers, and that's part of the Thanksgiving tradition in my house. I love the week after Thanksgiving because of all I'll be eating leftovers from Thanksgiving all week long. So that's pretty damn awesome. I've got to go to work today. That kind of sucks. I wish I could stay home and just hang out all weekend, but that is not the case. But overall, I think I had a pretty damn good Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving show yesterday, I did. A lot more people showed up than I actually thought would. I honestly thought that just one or two people would show up to the show. Bucky, Crabman, what's up? How y'all doing? Oh yeah, yeah. My wife decorated for Christmas. I I couldn't even get the Thanksgiving stuff down soon enough. She was already putting the Christmas stuff up. That's kind of her thing now is decorating my little set here. Yeah, she did a pretty good job, I think. But yeah, I love the holidays. Y'all have heard me say it many times. I just love the holidays, and they're kind of not sad or anything, but I don't know. It's just kind of a melancholy thing whenever the holidays get over with. Uh, because I just love them so much. The whole season, all the because I still carry that holiday spirit, that we had when we were kids, and that festive season kind of inside me. I still carry that, with me inside. So, so that's it. I just love this time of year. And then I was thinking about it, goodwill toward men and that kind of stuff. You don't even hear that kind of stuff anymore. You know what I mean? Those phrases we used to hear all the time when we were kids: Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit, goodwill toward men, and blessings and all that stuff. We don't even hear that stuff anymore. That kind of language has been completely taken out of the holiday season, which, yeah, which kind of sucks for all of us. Dog Karma. Hey, Dog Karma. Glad you could be here. And I just, oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Crab Man, you're absolutely right. And it kind of does, for me, the same thing for work, you know? It kind of, get a day off here and there. Not whole weekends, not or 2 weeks like I did back when I was in school, but still, a day here and there is better than none. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, I enjoy the holidays, the time off, the time I get to spend with my wife and our dogs, and yeah, it's just good times all around. And then me and my wife, we watch all the holiday shows and all the movies and all that, and we kind of get into the holiday spirit. My wife loves decorating, and so that helps. That's a big part of it, that she enjoys doing that, and she does that because it makes everything feel like the holidays around the house. So that's awesome. Yeah, I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving yesterday. How was yours, Crab Man? How was your Thanksgiving? You too, Bucky. How was yours? How was your Thanksgiving, Bucky? Y'all had a good one? Did you get stuffed or did you just order some Chinese? I ate a whole damn, I don't know what you call the drumstick plus the thigh. I don't know if there's a word for that whole, a leg, I guess, you know. I had the whole leg. Yeah, me and Wiley. Jeffrey Knox, what's up, Jeff? Glad to see you here. Straight from Canada. All right, the woolly north, huh? Hey, glad to see you here, Jeffrey. Hope you had a good day in Canada up there. Hope you have a good weekend this weekend too, man. Do y'all celebrate? I know that Thanksgiving is an American holiday or a United States holiday, but do y'all ever celebrate it up there, Jeffrey, since y'all are so close to us? Ah, glad to hear it, Bucky. Ah, tons of snow. I'm in Florida, dude. I wish we had some snow. Oh yeah, crap, man. Glad to hear it, dude. Glad to hear it. Yeah, yeah, me too. I stuffed myself, had a bunch of turkey. And then I did the live stream, and I was kind of lethargic. Well, in the beginning of the live stream yesterday, but then the conversation kind of got going pretty good, and I got livened up a little bit. But then after the live stream, I went and ate some hot apple pie with a big chunk of vanilla ice cream on it, and then I took a nap. I went unconscious for I think about 2 hours, dude, and then I woke up and watched what I watched. Oh, I watched the Never Ending Story, and then I went to bed. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, Jeffrey, that's awesome. Yeah, it's hard to tell whether what holidays different countries celebrate. That's good. That's awesome. Y'all celebrate Thanksgiving too. I was surprised that, well, I mean, it's obvious, and y'all have heard me say it before on the show here, but I just figured out here recently, this holiday season, that Australians celebrate, their holiday season, Christmas and all that, is in the dead heat of the summer down there. It's their summer. That blows my mind. You know what I mean? How you have Christmas in the summer, no snow, no. That's part of the whole thing is the cool weather, the cold weather, and the snow, and the bundled up and everything. The scarves and everything, and they're down there, and it's just blazing hot down there. They're sweating their asses off, and it's Christmas. I that still blows my mind. Yeah, yeah, crab man. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, dude. Involuntary nap. Yeah, that old turkey nap. Yeah, you don't have much choice with that one. That one just kind of takes a hold of you by the scruff of the neck and takes your ass to la la land, huh? That's the best kind of nap, though, dude. That's the best kind. Yeah, but yeah, I had a really good day yesterday, and it was especially good because of the live stream and everybody that showed up and hung out with me after I ate and got to hang out with my Gen X family here and talk about all kinds of stuff. I think mostly we talked about AI yesterday, which was cool. And I like talking about AI and how that shit, is affecting society today and the media and all that shit, and also how it might affect everyone going into the future. Yeah, crab man, I'm with you, dude. I love turkey. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I love turkey. When my wife told me she got a 12-pound turkey, I asked her what her and our son are gonna eat. I said, what are y'all gonna eat then if you only got a 12-pounder? What the hell? I can't. You trying to put me on a diet or something? You know? You telling me I'm fat? You only got a 12-pound turkey? Yeah. Oh, okay. Central Florida. I'm in Central Florida. Just just south enough that we never get any snow. Like it snowed in Florida last year, but it snowed up on the Panhandle, northern Florida. But then I'm not down in Miami and shit like that. I'm in redneck country, not little Cuba or little Mississippi. You know what I mean? Right smack in the middle. Your AI twin? No, no, I haven't seen that, Bucky. I've never heard of that. But yeah, we took our dog to the vet, and we got her. Let's see, we got her, and she was 60 something pounds, I think. Like I don't know, I forget the number, 65 pounds or some shit like that. Last year, and then we took her to the vet just now, and she's 81 pounds. So I was teasing my wife yesterday, telling her, that 81, 81's a rookie number. We need to bump that. We need to bump that up. Yeah, and then after she ate, we shared Thanksgiving, shared some turkey with the dogs and stuff, so they could have Thanksgiving. And uh, I was telling the wife that she's up to 82 or 83 pounds now. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd say 99% of that AI shit is stupid now, Bucky. I mean, honestly, it's just stupid. It's it's just it's just bullshit for suckers. You know what I mean? To take your money. The only really useful, beneficial shit is gonna be for big corporations, and it already is. I mean, it already is. Uh, and scam artists and shit. You know what I mean? That people of low moral standards who will try to trick people into clicks and shit, get people to believe it's real, which is just fraudulence and lies, lying for money. If you want somebody to watch something and think it's real. um, Oh, that's bad as hell, dude. Yeah, 20 to 25 pound turkey as a bonus. That's cool as shit, crap, man. But yeah, I've actually been running across videos where, have you seen those time lapse videos where somebody will build something, like they'll build a house or they'll build whatever, a dog house or whatever, and it'll time lapse it, right? And the person will be kind of going around really fast and building the thing. Or they're just AI in those now. And I could tell that they were AI. I've seen them for you know a while now. I don't know, weeks or months or something. I've noticed that they're putting out these AI things, but I stopped. The one I was watching yesterday, it was a guy building a bunk bed in a nook in a room, and then decorating it, like trees, like tree bark around the edge of the bunk bed that kind of made it look like it had grown into the wall. And it was AI shit. It was just an AI generated video. And I looked at it and started to swipe past it. And I was like, well, let me show my wife so she can start picking out this AI bullshit. So I showed her. I said, what do you think about this? Oh, that's really neat and stuff. And I said, well, this is 100% AI. Oh, really? How can you tell? And I showed her where the blanket kind of molded. It wasn't, and it kind of changed texture. The blanket did. It went from kind of a rough texture to a smooth texture, and it never had any folds. It just kind of molded over. And then the 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 texture of, like, the stuff the guy had on, the guy put on around the beds before the the bark stuff, right? A texture before that, and it just looked like spider webs. It looked real soft and fluffy like spider webs, just not realistic at all. It would have been hard like mortar or some kind of cement based shit. It wouldn't have been some soft fluffy spider web shit. And then I told her to look out the windows of the room, because you could see out the window, and absolutely nothing moved. They were just still, like still images the whole time. The trees out there, no breeze flickered, not even one pine needle. Everything was just stock still the whole time. The entire time this guy built this thing. It's not like, building this entire bunk bed thing would have taken him several days, right? You could leave the camera there and in the room, and nothing inside the room would change, and do it over several days, and you could make a smooth video like that. But outside the window over several days, those tree limbs and shit are going to wiggle a little bit. A breeze is going to blow, a cat's going to run by, or a squirrel's going to jump. Something's going to happen, so to make some kind of flicker of movement out there in those trees. The sun would rise and move on, the shadows would move on the trees, something. The trees stayed the same, exactly the same, like a painting out there the whole time. Okay, 100% AI. All right, the shadows didn't budge. I mean, this, over several days of work this guy did, nothing changed outside there. So 100% AI, but it looks fairly realistic. Looks like the guy's building it, and that's the thing about this AI shit, is it's only getting better. It's only getting better. And these people are cranking out, or companies or whatever, are cranking out these AI videos, and just making fake ass videos and fake ass shit, but they're presenting it as real. There should be, we have copyright laws and all other kind of laws, to protect corporations and shit from individuals stealing their intellectual property, right? I'm not allowed to play, Van Halen or Def Leppard or something on my intro video, or I can't, even if I had just if my wife turned up the radio in the other room and you could hear Van Halen coming through, YouTube would ban this video for copyright reasons, because Sony Records would lose 50 cents or something, or I would make 50 cents off of Sony. And now they'll pass those kind of laws, of course, but to prevent companies from just straight up lying to you and being fraudulent to the public, oh no, that's okay. We just, we'll let that happen. That kind of shit disgusts me. Dolby, what's up, Dolby? Your life feels like a time lapse, Dolby. Yeah, Jeffrey, lots of deception with that. Well, that's all it can be. It's created for deception. It's created to pretend to be human. So anything, it's all deception. That's all it is deception. It's deceiving us by behaving like a human being, for the large language models. And then for the image generators and shit, it depicts humans and human behavior, not actual humans and human behavior, just fraudulent ones. It depicts them. It deceives us into thinking that it's humanity and human behavior. Yeah, it's all complete fraudulence and deception. What do you mean by that? We owe most of that back to ourselves. Uh, the debt, Bucky. I don't understand what you mean by that. All right, Jeffrey. Yeah, I'm on every morning, except the usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's pre-recorded videos. Tuesday and Thursday are Tuesday and Thursday I'm on live. It just this week got kind of out of whack. Sorry about that. My phone alarm went, or my watch alarm went off. Yeah, this week got a little out of whack, so I just did live streams all week. But normally Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I do pre-recorded videos. All right, Jeffrey. Thanks for the subscribe, buddy. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the channel, man. Going forward, we got a good community here. Lots of great conversation, dude. You're gonna enjoy it. The comment section here is the best part of the channel, dude. Oh man, okay, yeah. I haven't seen anything like that yet, Crab Man. An interview where AI is interviewing a real human being. Yeah, I'd like to see that just for curiosity's sake and just to see what the difference would be. Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah. Yeah, we're creating a pretty cool community here, dude, on Gen X Thanks this channel. So hope you enjoy it, dude. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there, buddy. Seriously. Dave Wimberly, what's up? Eastern Oregon. I ain't spent a lot of time in Eastern Oregon. I spent a little time in Western Oregon when I was young. Eugene area. Went to school there for a little bit. Veneta, Veneta, I think. Veneta. So yeah, I've been to the Dalles many times. Yep. So I'm kind of familiar with your neck of the woods, Dave. Yeah, spent a little time in Oregon. Spent most of my time in the Northwest. I spent most of that time in Washington, Goldendale, and Yakima Valley. But yeah, it's hard to it's really difficult to guess where this AI shit is going. You know what kind of effect it's going to have on society. Um, it's obvious. Aaron Colbert, what's up? Good evening, Aaron. You over there in Australia? I've never heard that, Crab Man. Eastern Oregon is talking about breaking away from Western Oregon. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I think Eastern Oregon is more, common sense country folk. All the big cities and stuff are over there on the coast. That's probably where all the lunatics are. Oh, and all right, Aaron, another Aussie. That's awesome, dude. We've got quite a few Australian subscribers and members of Gen X. Thanks. Yeah, glad to see you here, man. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, AI is it again. AI, just like money. All right, money is a tool of control and manipulation. That's basically what it is. It's just a way for the rich and the powerful to manipulate and control the masses. I mean, yeah, boil it down. And AI is going to be the same damn thing. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, well, and it used to be. Now, pretty soon, AI is going to be the root of all evil. That's where it's headed, I believe. It's We're not going to be able to tell what's real, what's fake. We're already into the whole um, propaganda, brainwashing shit. You know what I mean? AI is just lying to you and making up shit about uh, what the hell kind of news it wants to report to you and stuff. You know what I mean? It'll just bias, lean heavy to one side, right? Whatever the topic is, ask it if Christmas is good or bad, and however it's programmed, it's going to tell you, how horrible Christmas is, and it'll go back and just make up shit about, give you false historical references about all the slaughters and shit that happened in the name of Christmas and stuff. You know what I mean? And so or it'll tell you, depending on how it's programmed, tell you how great Christmas is and how many lives it has saved and all that shit. You know what I mean? And so whatever the agenda is, that's what it's gonna spew out. And that would not be a problem at all, if the masses of people had a lick of common sense. All right. I saw a quote. I forget who it was, Thomas Jefferson or someone like that. I'm probably totally wrong on who said it, but they said that like 5% of the people think, 10% of the people think that they think, and then 85% of the people just absolutely refuse to think. And I believe that that's really close to true. And I really hope that I'm in the top 5%, but I'm completely conscious and aware that I might be in the percent, the 10% who thinks they think. You know what I mean? maybe I think I'm evolved and I'm a clear thinking person with common sense, but I could be totally wrong. But I hope, I'm really trying to be one of the people who actually think, and I mean consciously trying to be that. So yeah, and I hope a lot of people will join me in that goal, in that pursuit of trying to think, trying to be an actual aware human being who thinks for themselves. Question everything, including each other. We should be questioning each other here. Asking questions, engaging our minds. But back to the AI thing. If it wouldn't be a problem, AI could spew anything it wanted to a thinking person, and it wouldn't matter because a thinking person would do their own research and not believe everything they're told. But to 85% of the population, they're just going to swallow that shit hook, line, and sinker and believe that Christmas is the devil, or that, Christmas is the wellspring of everything that's good, and there's no in between, and whatever they were told by AI. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's pushing that AI shit crap, man. Um, like I've said before, every time I open my app editor, or my video editor to edit my videos, they push AI at me. They want me to make fake ass content to provide to y'all. That, I mean, literally, they're pushing it at me every time. I have to decline it. No, I don't want to. Every time I open the damn program, I have to decline to provide you with fake bullshit. I have to tell them no. I don't want to put fake bullshit out there for Crabman to look at. Literally, I have to do that every time. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. Every time you open a browser now, AI is in the middle of it telling you some bullshit, right? So I mean, some of them might be great. Some of them, like if I'm doing something technical, like with my computer or my system or something, and I want to find out, quick and easy, how do I do this? Install this such and such program. The AI answer at the top is usually the quickest way to get to it. It's there, it's already there. All I have to do is move my eyes up and read it. So why the hell not? You know what I'm saying? But for other than that, AI is for common people. In my opinion, AI is garbage. Not only is it not helpful, it's actually harmful. Jeff7, my boy Jeff, what's up? Glad to see you here, Jeff. Talking about AI. You're not an AIer, are you, Jeff? You're not dating an AI construct. I hope not. No, I know Jeff wouldn't do that shit. Living and active. Hey, good morning, Living. Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it. Did you get your dinner? Did your friends bring you over a nice dinner, Living? You said that they were going to later on. I hope that happened. I hope you had a nice meal after the show there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe that, Living. Yeah, that they're actually pushing AI in the schools now. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And that's just killing creativity. You just learn to use AI. You don't learn to create. Where is that going to take us as far as, human creativity? What's that going to do to to the creative mind? Oh, that's great, Living. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad you had a nice day. Down with Skynet. I'm with you, Jeff. Yeah. We ain't dating AI. We ain't watching AI videos. Damn AI. Yeah, damn that shit. Down with Skynet. Hell yeah. That's the only thing I want to do with AI is go to war with them robots when the time comes. Yeah, I'll be geared up. Yep. Yeah, crap, man. Well, a lot of artists are going to lose their jobs. Like I was saying yesterday, we've got, we've been hearing it for, I've been hearing it for decades. Buy American, and all this stuff. And I really wish that society had embraced that years ago. Years ago. Maybe we wouldn't be in the financial pickle we're in today as far as the society, our country, if we had done that, right? If we had voted with our dollar and voted to keep our jobs at home and build stuff at home. All right. But of course that didn't happen. But we weren't in charge back then. The boomers were in charge, and then, and the silent generation were in charge back then when that shit first started coming out. But now we're going to have this same thing. Um, we need a push to buy human made content. So instead of buy American, it's going to be buy human, right? We need to buy and consume human made content and not this AI bullshit. Now, I wonder if people will wake up and actually do that, which no, of course not. They won't. We won't. They'll fall into this AI suckhole head first, willingly. They'll dive into it with a smile on their face, and then they'll bitch and complain about where all their jobs are going and how bad the economy sucks and all this shit. Because instead of millions of artists and designers and musicians getting paychecks and buying goods and feeding our economy and helping each other, we're going to have, just a few companies cranking out AI garbage at the same volume. So they won't need the people anymore. They won't have to pay the people. Why? Just have AI do it. A lot cheaper, no insurance, no health care with AI. All the problems are gone. Just use AI. So yeah, they're going to use AI. The jobs are gone. It's just a matter of time. Shannon, good morning, Shannon. You just showed up just in time to hear me bitching about AI again. Yeah, by human. Yeah, Dolby. Blender from Futurama. Yeah, dude. But you watch. That's going to be a movement. Shit, I'm starting it now. Buy human. Don't watch that AI shit. Don't buy AI created art. Don't listen to AI created music. Buy human created music. For humans, by humans. Don't enrich those huge corporations who have, AI sitting on a server just cranking out digital garbage. We'll turn ourselves into, just human jellyfish, just completely almost inanimate objects. Yeah, living shop, small shop, human. Yeah. Yeah, it's insane, crap, man. It's insane. Yeah. Who would have thought 20 years ago we would have been saying by human? Yeah. And like I'm saying, I'm not, y'all probably know me. I'm not, all for whatever. If y'all want to, if the society wants to burn this bitch down, burn it down. You don't want to say we didn't do it with the Buy American thing. We just we just let them send that shit overseas to China. So I don't know. Buy human won't work either. They're gonna consume this AI shit and they're gonna just run into that meat grinder, that economic meat grinder, and because AI told them to. You know what I mean? If AI will talk people into offing themselves, yeah, AI can talk you into listening to a song, or watching a movie or something. So yeah, yeah, people are not everyone. Like I said, some people think, and I'm probably one of the people who think I think. Uh, I hope I actually think, but that's up for debate probably. But most of the people are just, they would make sheep look like rocket scientists, right? So when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm not saying people aren't smart. People are very smart, but when it comes to this kind of shit, they're just drooling idiots. Yeah, yeah. Wall-E, living. Yeah, yeah. That movie comes to mind a lot to me too. Yeah, except we're not going to be in space. We're not going to have to go to space before it gets that bad. It's going to get that bad right here on Earth. People are just going to be floating around on their couches and having robots bring them their shit. You know what I mean? Life expectancy is going to be like 43 years old because everybody's going to be dying of heart attacks and shit. No exercise at all. Oh yeah, yeah. There will be benefits. 1980. Yeah, there are gonna be a lot of benefits. But there were benefits to sending all of our jobs overseas to China. No doubt about that. There were benefits to that. Every horrible thing we do, there are benefits to it. There are benefits to globalization and foreign wars. There are benefits. Every horrible thing that's done, there are you can find a benefit. You can find somewhere where something good came out of it. So yeah, yeah, 100%. You're right. But in my opinion, for millions of designers to lose their jobs, if it was just up to me, if I could pull the switch or not pull the switch, AI, not AI, and it was just up to me, millions of musicians and designers and makeup artists and everything that goes into that industry, not to mention coders and everything else who are about to just get washed out of the job market. all them losing their jobs versus me writing down a password. I'll go ahead and write down a password so they can keep their jobs. I've been keeping track of my passwords for decades. I can keep doing it. Um, keeping track of kids on the internet. Yeah, it's a bitch. I know it's difficult, but uh, you know, um, most of the people who like just say web designer or something, and he or she can choose between losing their career and keeping track of their kids on the internet and having a pain in the ass, uh, you know, watching their kids on the internet, making sure that their kids aren't consuming bad content and shit. I think they'll keep their career. You know what I mean? So I think they would choose that. Most of them anyway. So yeah, the true benefits of AI, the actual true benefits AI are like diagnosing disease and stuff like that. That is without a doubt completely beneficial. There's no you can't nobody can argue that at all. Um, that's not going to put doctors out of work. It's just going to make them better at their job. They're still going to have to treat the thing, but they're just not going to be accidentally treating the wrong thing. So there are really really solid beneficial reasons for AI. We might be mining asteroids one day because of AI. We can just send a rocket up there with AI in it and mine an asteroid instead of having people go up there. And then we won't have to mine here on Earth anymore. So yeah, a lot of things can come out of it. But for personal consumption, human, regular, some plumber or waitress consuming AI on that level, no. I don't think it's a good idea. You don't mess with Black Friday, Shannon. I remember. I think that's kind of gone away. But I remember when I used to always see videos on the news and stuff of women fighting, rolling around in the aisles in Walmart, fighting over you know a a Teddy Ruxpin or whatever. That's too old. But what was that thing called? I forget, some toy, some hot popular toy at the time, and they'd be fighting, rolling around in the aisle, pulling hair and shit over this damn toy. That shit was hilarious. I can't believe those people would go and actually have a physical altercation over who gets to give Walmart their money. You know what I'm saying? Just blows my mind. Talk about consumers. Holy shit, die hard consumers there, boy. You can't get more consumer than that. Oh yeah, no, no, Jeff. I'll be working today. I wouldn't do any shopping today. No, some people love it living. Yeah, some people love it. Yesterday, I didn't even leave the house. Well, I mean, I went out in the yard a couple times yesterday, but I didn't leave the property. Oh, Wednesday. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that takes effort locking out devices by MAC address, Shannon. That takes effort. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing I say about convenience. And AI is wrapped up in the whole convenience topic, right? Uh, Convenience is going to be the downfall of humanity. It would probably take someone 10 minutes to learn how to lock out a device by MAC address and uh, on your router for specific times, like Shannon's saying here. Uh, Most people won't do that. Most people will not do that, just will not do it. They won't take the time to research it. They won't, they just won't do it. And, to sell out humanity to AI, that's a fair trade. If that's a fair trade. I don't have to spend 10 minutes, locking out the MAC address and for specific times, and all I have to do is sell out humanity to AI. Oh yeah, fair trade. Yeah, sign me up. Right? Yeah, right now. I'm down. Cabbage Patch dolls. Yeah, I remember Cabbage Patch dolls. My sisters used to love those things. Shutting off your router. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Just turn it on only when you're actually going to use it. Yep. I've heard, I read an article about this guy's vacuum, one of those, robo vacuums. And he was an engineer, or is an engineer. And somehow, I forget how, but he stumbled across the fact that that vacuum was uploading data through his internet. So he goes and starts researching it, and it's uploading the schematics, the layout of his house and shit, to the company that he bought the thing from, the company that manufactured it. Yeah. So when he disabled that, uh, they disabled his vacuum. So then he called customer service and shit, and it got it running again, but then it turned off again. So it would not. Absolutely, they would not. The company would not allow it to function unless it was sending data to them, and that's just straight up. And probably all the vacuums are doing that. People just don't realize it. Those compute every appliance and all that stuff now is uploading data. So I don't know. Some people probably don't give a shit. I don't have anything to hide. Well, I don't have anything to hide either. I just don't like just the pure, simple, the thought of huge billion, trillion dollar corporations harvesting my data and making money off of me without my consent or knowledge. Just pisses me off. It irritates me. I'd rather y'all get the money for harvesting my data. If Crabman and Shannon and Jeff Seven said, "Hey man, can we harvest your data? We need the money." I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, okay." You know what I'm saying? But for a $1 trillion corporation, screw you. Yeah. And then that's another thing that people don't. Oh man, that shit just pisses me off so bad. I was reading an article about Dell, the computer manufacturer, and because Microsoft is going in the tank with, well, not Microsoft, but Windows is taking a shit. People are leaving Windows and all this, and the rise of tablets and all these different form factors. Dell predicted that 2026 that their sales were going to flatline. Their computer sales, their desktop computer sales were going to flatten out. They weren't going to increase. And the writer of the article said that the super smart people at Dell were probably going to be able to figure out how to survive that. Okay, how to keep the company alive with steady profits. Steady profits. They were going to figure out how to keep their company alive with, whatever it is, $80 million in profit next year instead of 82 or 83, an increase, whatever. So that just illustrates to me the mindset of society and these companies. These companies feel like they must grow. They must. If people are actually the writer of this article was actually concerned that Dell might go out of business because they make the same profits this year that they did last year. What kind of moron wrote that article? What? That kind of shit just blows my mind. These companies should be allowed to fail. These companies should be allowed to go bankrupt. We shouldn't be bailing these sons of bitches out, going deeper into debt to bail out these companies. If they fail, they fail. Let Dell fail. Let Microsoft fail. Let Chevrolet, Ford, whatever. If you screw your company up, you should fail. If I screw my company up, the government's not going to give me, $1 billion or whatever to bail me out. Why do they get to? Why must they increase their profits every year? Increase. Or it's financial hysteria. The economy's going to collapse. It's mind-numbing. It's mind-boggling. Oh, your internet goes down without killing your home phone. That's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Yep, yep. Those things map your house and they upload the data to the manufacturer. Yep. Yes, Crabman. Yep, I read an article about it. Yep. I don't know about that. I can't say that brand specifically, but that type of thing, the brand in the article was not that Living mentioned. But I can't imagine that any of them, you know, uh, uh, I'm sure that all of them do. Yeah, I'm sure Living. Yeah, yep. All that stuff if it's connected to the internet, it probably uploads data. It uploads its data. Yes. I would be surprised. You would have to do research and find a company who makes that kind of shit, who stands by the fact that they don't upload data, and then you would have to somehow go through your internet activity and see what device is uploading what. But it takes an engineer and stuff, somebody like that to be able to do that without a whole bunch of research. But yeah, if you wanted to spend a day learning how to do that, you could see that your all those appliances and shit are uploading data. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Bucky, you're right. Yeah, they want to scan your ID at these stores. Yeah. That takes a little know-how, Shannon, to log in onto your router, and you can see what devices are active are accessing the internet. Yep. Yeah, and you can see that your vacuum and your doorbell and your refrigerator and shit is sending information back to those servers, whatever it is. Yep, 100%. Yep. Yeah, crap, man, you're right. Those stores are why do they have to track you, and why do they want to scan your ID? All they need to know is that you're not, you're over the age of the legal purchasing age or whatever. Oh yeah, it's no big deal for you Living. It's no big deal for you in the comments. I just don't want to, I could get in trouble by claiming that a certain brand is doing something, so I have to be careful what I say. You don't have to be careful what you say. You're not, unless YouTube might penalize you by banning your account or something, which I wouldn't put it past YouTube, but I doubt it. Not not for that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, crap, man. I didn't know that about John Deere, but yeah, I completely believe it. Yep. It's just all of these corporations are doing that now. All of them. Yep. They're harvesting your data and they're claiming that it's their data. Yep. So buying this, because when you buy this and you turn on and you click something, and we're just purchasing it sometimes is consent, right? It says it right there on the box. By purchasing this item, you are consenting to X, Y, Z, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, living. Yep. Yep. Scan your ID and send it all this kind of bullshit now. Yep, I'm not with that shit. Those huge corporations don't need my identification. They don't need to know, what I'm doing. Not that I have anything to hide. I'm just a regular average guy. I don't do anything too creepy or too weird. So I really wouldn't it wouldn't bother me if they were, following me around with a drone and a camera 24/7. But the thing that bothers me is that it's a huge corporation making money off of me. I don't like that. If it was a legitimate uh, nonprofit organization helping people, helping feed the homeless. Hey, Jesse, we're feeding the homeless. We just need to, follow you around with this drone all day and watch you. But we legitimately feed the homeless. We have all this proof. Our CEO only makes, 25 grand a year. He works a second job and shit to help supplement his income. We're a real honest company. We're not one of those big thrift stores where the CEO makes 30 million a year. We're a real company. Can we follow you around and track you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? I'd say, yeah. Yeah, sure. Watch me take a shower, whatever. I don't care. If it's actually helping a company that's trying to help the world, yeah, sure. But Microsoft making trillions more from tracking us and shit, Apple, whoever, Amazon, name the company, right? $1 trillion company needs to harvest my data, my ass. Yeah, no, no. Oh yeah, yeah, Shannon. Yeah, the store app and all that. Yeah, they track your ass in every way imaginable. They've got people. Well, now they've got AI, but they used to have people that they paid to figure out how to track you. That would be their job, figuring out how to track people. How else can we track these sons of bitches and get their data? You know that kind of shit. Yep, yeah, they figure out all kinds of. They're tracking us in ways that we don't even understand. Oh, okay, living. Well, like I said, living. If you're interested, email me. Matter of fact, I'll put the email up here for you. If you're interested, email me and I'll promote your channel. Yeah, John Deere has installed software that only their dealers can access, and that's the way with all, um, like Ford Motor Company and all that, Chevrolet. They're all putting software in there to on the newer cars now, that so that your shade tree mechanic, you can't take it to Bob's Mechanics anymore. You have to take it back to the dealer because the computer, the Bob can't plug his computer in and do any diagnostic shit on there. It just won't work. Yeah. So, and then Ford, has their whatever their DRM on their software, so nobody uh, is allowed legally allowed to copy and distribute their software. There'll be hacks, people will make open source hacks for it, but then they'll probably run into problems with that shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure, crap, man. If you did that, they probably would ask you to leave. Yeah. Yeah, why does your lawnmower need Wi-Fi? Yeah, Shannon, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. What the hell? It's crazy. But the honest answer is it doesn't. People have been mowing their lawns for what, 100 years or something like that now? Back when they had the old physical, no motor, just your body power spun the blades, those old things. And so why all of a sudden do lawnmowers need to access the internet? You know what I mean? What's the purpose in that? And here's the thing. Technology is getting so small, cameras and shit, that you don't even know if there's a camera in your product that you bought. You don't know if there's a camera in there. You don't know if Wi-Fi is built into that thing. The little Wi-Fi receiver is so tiny, you don't know if it's built into that thing. I mean, if you're an engineer, you could strip the whole thing apart and find if but the average consumer doesn't know. You don't know if there are cameras and Wi-Fi's and mics and all that shit in the kids' toys nowadays. You don't know because the stuff is so small now. Think about all the kids' toys that connect to the internet and all this shit. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, John Deere, that's another way to control the food supply. Bucky, you control the food supply, you control everything. What if the government told John Deere now, um, you know, shut it down, shut down all the harvesting equipment. Yeah, that's all they'd have to do. Yeah, well, that's the thing, living. I wasn't sure that people would be interested in my content until I did it. I just did it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a certain amount of the population who will be very interested in your content, and you just have to reach those people. If it's only two of our subscribers, that's two more. You gotta reach out and find them. So, but if you keep at it, yeah, you can build a good community. Yeah, yeah, 1980. Yep, the digital ID cards. Um, and that's the thing. People think about that and they just think about the convenience, right? 1980. Oh, our driver's license will just be digital. No, your identity will be digital. Your identity as a legal citizen will be digital. That's different than just an ID card, right? Your entire identity, your bank account, your rights, your right to purchase, your right to sell, everything will be linked to this digital ID. Your persona, your digital, your will be in the cloud, and they can just switch it off anytime they want. You won't be able to, access the internet. You won't be able to pay your bills. You won't be able to buy groceries. You won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to vote. Nothing. Everything will be on this blockchain. And people miss that entire point. It's not like, there's just a super high tech, convenient digital ID card. No, your identification will be online. And with the flick of a switch, your car, and in a few more years, probably already the ability is already there, but in a few more years, um, your car will be turned off and you just won't be able to turn it on. You won't be able to drive the son of a bitch. Older cars, you'll be able to drive them, but the registration will be invalid. Your registration will get turned off. So if you got pulled over, your car wouldn't be registered and you'd get thrown in jail or whatever. You know what I mean? The newer cars, they just wouldn't start. You'd be hitting your fob and shit, and they just wouldn't start. You couldn't unlock it. You know? Just imagine that. Imagine that if going down the road, a cop turned on his lights and your car just pulled over and the door's locked on you and you can't get out. You know what I mean? And all the cop just sits back there. It'd be super safe for the cop. He just sits back there, looks at the license plate, and or the camera in his car just scans the license plate automatically, and pulls up your ID and everything, and whatever, and just issues you a ticket while you're sitting there. You don't even get to talk to him. You're sitting there and beep, your phone shows you just got a ticket for speeding. And then he drives off, and after he's been gone for a couple minutes, your doors unlock and your lights come back on. That's where we're going. That kind of shit. Oliver Rust, what's up, Oliver? Do people call you Ollie? I get the hankering to call you Ollie. Oh yeah, right to repair. Yeah, crab man, and they're gonna lose that shit. It's all becoming automated, and Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. So that's a non-argument. You know what I mean? Although those people who are fighting over their right to repair aren't even going to have farmland here in the next 10 years. So they're going to be selling off that shit to go. What, I don't even know what they're going to do now, because learning to code is a non-issue because AI is going to do all the coding, right? Oh, all right, living. Yeah, I'll promote your channel on my next video. Yeah, Komatsu makes good shit. His invisibleness, yeah, you're right. It'd be different if anything was made in the United States anymore. All of that heavy manufacturing is gone. So nothing's made in the United States. It might be assembled. Some of it might be assembled in the United States, but it's not made in the United States anymore. So buying Komatsu is the same as buying John Deere, nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a social credit score. Yep, that'll be tied to our digital ID 100%. If you make a post on Facebook that gets, too many thumbs downs, your social credit score will go down, and if your social credit score goes down far enough, your digital ID will just get turned off on the blockchain. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't work for those kind of people. But then it would hurt those kind of people because they do a lot of business with normal internet using people, right? So they would no longer get money from us because they couldn't buy anything or sell anything. They would only be able to have the barter system within their community, because they wouldn't use digital currency. So they would be really and truly ostracized then. Nobody could barter with them. Nobody could trade. Nobody could buy anything from them. Beans, what's up, Beans? Glad to see you here. Yeah, okay. Made in Germany. All right. That's not as bad, Western civilization, for some reason, I don't know, call me an asshole or whatever, but if it's made in Western civilization, I just feel better about it than if it's made in China. So call me a bigot if you want. Yeah, so they wouldn't even have access to the currency, Shannon, and they wouldn't be able to accept any of that currency as payment and or pay buy anything. So they would truly be only within their community. They couldn't go. They would have to rely on charity and shit. There'd probably be some kind of workaround like, well, I'll go buy you a hammer, Jethro, and you give me some of that good Amish honey or Amish bread or whatever. People would work around like that. But other than that, yeah, yeah. Well, you wouldn't be able to buy stuff once we go to digital currency because they wouldn't be able to accept the digital currency. You'd have to buy something first and then take it there and trade it to them. India and Japan, okay, yeah. Japanese, I don't know. We've been doing business with the Japanese for decades. It's India and China and those countries, and I don't have any bad feelings toward those countries themselves or their people. I just don't like their products. Call me whatever you want. I don't like their product. I don't like buying shit out of Taiwan or India or China. I would prefer to buy something out of Australia, made in Australia or France or Germany or Japan. I don't because all of our manufacturing was sent to those countries. The Japanese built their own economy and they pay their manufacturers a living wage. You know what I mean? They're just making their own shit and they're sending it out to the world. They haven't exported all their manufacturing. As far as I know, it used to be that way. Maybe Japan has done the same thing that the United States has done and exported all their manufacturing to China too. So there's probably a Japanese dude over there bitching about China just like I am. Well, we'll see, Shannon. I don't know what the timeline is for it, but I think that's the goal. That's the end game. Laura Ann, what's up, Laura Ann? You're up early this morning, aren't you? Glad to see you here, Laura Ann. Yeah, beans. I thought they'd use electricity. It's the digital shit, the internet shit that they don't use. But the electricity, they don't have a problem with electricity. It's all that digital computerized, anything to do with a computer, digital processors and that kind of stuff, right? That's where they drew the line. That's how I always thought it was, not necessarily electricity, but I could be wrong. Well, hopefully more of those kind of businesses spring up and more businesses adopt that, Shannon, and we stave that shit off for a few more decades. Oh, okay, Loran. You're an early bird too. You're just not a big talker. All right. Oh, okay. All right. You're listening, huh? Most of the time. All right. Well, thank you, Loran. Thank you for listening and joining the conversation this morning. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Living after World War II, we helped Japan rebuild. Yeah. Oh, okay. No electric for the Amish unless it's powered by propane or battery. So Okay. No, okay, Lorianne. 5 in the morning? Okay. Um, yeah, and I really wouldn't mind living like the Amish, you know what I mean? My goal, though, is to have complete, live completely off of solar power and wood, wood burning power. Um, Even I've most of y'all already know that I want to make a convert an old Ford Ranger into electric one of these days. Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to do that and make a whole video series out of that. That would be a cool video series, I think. But yeah, I would like to live that way, just completely, you say off the grid, and yeah, that's I guess that's the correct definition. But I just want to be free from all that shit we've been talking about. I don't want any appliance, contacting the internet and uploading my data. I don't want a phone that tracks me and monitors me and listens to my conversations and takes video whenever it feels like it. I don't want to have to cover up the camera on every device and all that bull. I just don't want that shit in my life. I don't, and I don't care. Like I said, I don't have anything to hide, but it's just the point. Just the point. I'm a human being. I shouldn't be tracked and monitored and tagged like a damn, you know, like an African Garancho or whatever. And it's not okay. Not in my estimation. It's not okay. Uh, and don't ask me what a Garancho is, y'all. If y'all don't know, and I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not. I'm not gonna tell you. If you don't already know what the hell a Garancho is, then you're just gonna stay ignorant. That's all I got to say. Bucky knows, I bet. Laura Ann might know. How do you know Walmart will ask you to leave if you flip off the cameras? Yeah, Crab Man. Inquiring minds want to know, Crab Man. Oh yeah, Crab Man. I agree. That like I've told that story a couple times about the hurricane, and we went a couple weeks without electricity. That was I loved it. I'll be honest with you, I loved it. Yeah, cooking on the fire out in the backyard and making coffee back there on the fire and stuff. I loved it. I don't know. I don't know how long it would have taken me to start missing that kind of stuff, if ever. Maybe I never would have started missing it. Maybe it would have taken another day. I don't know. But I loved it. It could have gone I believe I could have gone at least several months. But by then, I think I would just get used to it, and I could have just lived that way forever. But yeah, and that's part of the thing. Living is that people now on the internet, they're they're presenting their entire lives, right, on Facebook and these different social media accounts and stuff. They're showing the world their entire lives, right? Getting on there, and if there's a death in the family, they emote to the population at large. If they're going, if their spouse cheats, they're the first place they go is to the internet and post about it, and call their spouse out on the internet and let everybody know that they married a dirty cheater and all that. So all their dirty laundry's out on the internet. So, and most of those people, which is most of the people, they don't care. Everything's out already. Everybody already knows that all the particulars and everything they already do, because they're putting it out there on purpose. So, what's the difference between that and Microsoft? following them around and gathering that information. So yeah, it's just a weird time to be alive. Holy shit. Oh, friends. Crabman's got a friend. Crabman said he's got a friend. A friend told him about it. Yeah. All right, everybody. It's about that time. I got to start getting ready for work. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, talking more shit about AI. That seems to be a topic of interest the last couple of weeks. Um, I know I find it interesting and a little upsetting, the way that most of the people are treating this AI and the possibilities, that AI is presenting, how they're just, accepting them with open arms. These and the creepy weird. Have y'all seen those creepy ass weird commercials that are coming on now on YouTube? Oh, AI, get you an AI girlfriend. Real girlfriends are so messy and aggravating, but your AI girlfriend will be just perfect and won't ever, ask you to stop playing video games and will send you all the dirty pictures you want and stuff. That's just creepy and weird. I don't know. But anyway, that's the way it's going. That's the way it's going. They're going to be married to AI pretty quick and then divorcing AI pretty quick and all this kind of shit. That's the crazy ass future we have in store for us. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's coming. And I'm going to say goodbye to Laura Ann, Jeff Seven, Living and Active, Bucky, Crabman, Shannon, Dog Karma. Who else we got here? Oh, Oliver Rust, Beans, Frank. Who else we got? His Invisibleness was here. 1980. Jeff Seven. Jeffrey Knox. Dolby. All right. I think I got everybody this time. But if I did miss your name, I apologize and goodbye to you as well. But I think I got everybody. Okay. Oh, Zombie showed up. Hey. Uh, you have to go back and rewatch it. We had a good conversation about AI and stuff, Zombie. It was a good episode. All right, everybody. Keith Peterson. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Keith. And I hope all of y'all had a good Thanksgiving. And I hope you have a great month leading up to Christmas here. And I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I'll be here, of course. We'll might have a Christmas episode. We'll decide that as a community going forward as we lead up to it. But as much fun as the Thanksgiving episode was, I think the odds are we'll probably have a Christmas episode too. All right. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or if you're watching afterwards, after the live stream airs, you can click on that hype button. That's something that YouTube does for smaller channels like mine, and it's really helpful. So thank you that those of you who do that. If you'd like to become a member and get your name on the banner here, Sassy Gracie, Kathy Snyder, Jimmy Sharp, Wiley Ann, all of these members here support the channel directly. Bucky's one of them. Shannon, that's so appreciated. Thank you very much, those of you who do that. And but I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble, t-shirts and stickers and stuff. But I'll put that link in the description too if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And if you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot. So thank you very much to those of you who do that. And then if you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.